So you're here because you want to look kind of behind the curtain, right? Beyond just the headlines of
Yeah,
success.
to get at the real engine, those, daily actions, the consistent stuff.
Exactly. Forget all the myths about overnight success.
Yeah.
This deep dive is really about unpacking those fundamental habits, the things that actually seem to elevate people across, well, all sorts of fields.
Absolutely. We've looked at accounts from a really fascinating range of people. You've got millionaires, top athletes, artists, entrepreneurs,
Thought leaders, too.
yeah, thinkers. And the goal is to try and find those common threads and how they actually structure their day-to-day lives.
And the benefit for you listening, hopefully you'll get some practical ideas, maybe spark something that helps you build or perhaps redesign your own day for, greater effectiveness.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's get into it then.
Right. Let's maybe start where most days start, the morning routine.
Oh, yes, the morning.
It's kind of striking how many successful people really carve out and protect that early part of the day.
It really is a pattern, isn't it? You take someone like Tim Cook at Apple, waking up, well, what is it, around 3, 4, 5 a.m.
Which sounds, well, frankly, terrifying to most people, I imagine.
Huh. Yeah, intense for sure. But think about what it gives him. It's this pocket of quiet, um, uninterrupted time.
Right, before the chaos hits.
Exactly. Time to tackle priorities, reading emails, maybe working out, just mentally preparing before the rest of the world wakes up and starts demanding things.
Now, the point isn't maybe the exact time, like 3.45. It's more the intentionality behind it, creating that dedicated space.
Mm-hmm. For self-care or focused work.
Yeah. You see it with Michelle Obama, Richard Branson, Oprah.
Hmm.
They all have their own version. They consciously set aside time for things like, personal growth, planning.
Getting centered before the day pulls them in a million directions. It's about taking control right from the start, isn't it?
Precisely, taking charge. And within those routines, you often see similar practices pop up.
Like meditation.
Meditation's a big one. Oprah talks about her 20 minutes each morning,
Yeah.
finding that stillness.
Which must help cultivate focus, right? Approach the day feeling a bit more centered.
I think that's the idea. It's like mental training, training your brain to be present, to manage focus, maybe regulate emotions better, which is obviously huge in high-pressure jobs.
Yeah, makes sense. Then there's journaling.
Right. And again, it doesn't have to be like writing your life story every
Actually,
morning.
no. Something like the 5-minute journal concept is pretty popular. Just prompts for gratitude, maybe reflecting, setting an intention.
Exactly. It's quick, but it can be really effective. Just a concise way to kind of prime your mind for positivity and focus right at the start.
It does make you think, even just a few minutes of that. Jotting down what you're grateful for, how could that shift your whole day?
Mm-hmm. Subtly reshape your outlook.
Okay, so moving on from those early hours, another really consistent thing seems to be a commitment to fitness, to movement.
Oh, definitely. They really prioritize physical health.
And it's not just vanity, is it? It seems connected to energy levels, mental clarity.
Discipline, even. Think about Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Even with, the presidency.
Yeah, busy guy.
Right. He still consistently carved out 45 minutes for exercise, 6 days a week?
That says a lot about how important he felt it was for just being effective, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always mean hitting the gym super hard. Anna Wintour, Vogue's editor, Julius Dennis,
Yeah.
every morning, 5:45 a.m.
Wow. That's dedication.
It is. And it highlights that feeling strong, feeling capable, that feeds into how you approach your work, how you meet challenges.
There's a biological aspect too, isn't there? Exercise releasing,
There's
dopamine, serotonin.
Yeah, exactly. Those neurotransmitters that help with mood, motivation, focus. So moving your body isn't just, good for your body. It directly fuels your brain and your resilience.
And it's worth saying you don't need a fancy gym membership for this.
Not at all. Just getting out for a walk, doing some stretching, even just finding ways to move more during your commute. It all adds up.
The key is just doing it consistently, right? Integrating it somehow.
Yeah. Where could you fit in just a bit more movement? Even a short walk on a break could make a real difference to your afternoon focus.
Okay, let's switch gears. This next one I find really fascinating. Lifelong learning.
Yes. The constant quest for knowledge. It's a clear pattern.
Undeniably. The examples are pretty striking. Warren Buffett spending, 80% of his workday reading?
Yeah, something like that. 80%.
And Bill Gates reading about 50 books a year.
And Elon Musk. Basically teaching himself rocket science by reading books.
It's incredible. It just shows this deep, deep commitment to constantly learning more.
But again, you don't need to feel like you have to read 80% of your day.
Haha, no. Probably not feasible for most of us.
Right. But even finding, say, 20 or 30 minutes a day, focused reading,
Mm-hmm.
or listening to a podcast.
Like this one, perhaps.
Hypothetically, yes. Or doing an online course. It adds up massively over time.
And the ways to learn now are just everywhere.
Totally. Audiobooks while you commute, podcasts while you do chores, online courses on literally anything.
Yeah.
The barriers are so low.
And the benefits aren't just, getting better at your job.
No, not at all. It fuels creativity, right?
Yes.
New ideas, different perspectives. It can broaden your empathy, understanding others better, sharpens critical thinking.
And yeah, like the sources suggest, sometimes it's where those really game-changing ideas come from.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What are you curious about? Even just exploring that a little each day. Where could it lead?
Unforeseen places, maybe. Okay, another big one. How successful people manage their time, their tasks.
Yes, intentionality again.
Yeah.
They don't just drift through the day reacting to stuff. They tend to have clear goals, clear plans.
Right. Our research kept showing things like, using calendars effectively, detailed lists, organizational systems.
Mm-hmm. It's about being productive, staying focused, but without just grinding yourself into burnout. That structure actually helps prevent feeling overwhelmed.
And there's that technique. Time blocking.
Yeah, time blocking. Elon Musk apparently takes it to an extreme, scheduling in like 5-minute blocks.
5 minutes? Okay, that might be a bit much for me.
Probably for most people.
Right.
But the principle is powerful. Consciously deciding this block of time is for this task. It really helps focus and cuts down distractions.
And the goal setting part. It's not just having big dreams, is it?
No, it's about breaking them down.
Yeah.
Successful people seem really good at taking a big goal and figuring out, okay, what are the actual daily actions I need to take?
And then actually doing them, writing them down, maybe visualizing, tracking progress.
Exactly. And the tools don't matter so much. Could be a fancy app, could be a notebook, could be sticky notes.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah. The point is finding a system that helps you make sure your daily actions are actually moving you towards those bigger goals.
So maybe ask yourself, what's a big goal I have? How can I break that down into something small I can do today? And then, schedule it in.
Good prompt. Now, in today's world, this next one is crucial. Digital discipline.
Ah, yes. Managing the screens, the notifications, the constant pull.
Mm-hmm. High achievers seem very conscious of this. They actively manage their tech use rather than letting it manage them.
So things like turning off notifications you don't really need.
Yeah, or setting limits on social media time, maybe scheduling actual offline periods, digital detoxes.
Ariana Huffington talks a lot about this, right? With Thrive Global.
She does. They advocate for healthy tech habits, like not having your phone by your bed or setting clear boundaries around work emails outside of hours, things that protect your focus and your downtime.
And the benefits seem pretty clear. Being more present, maybe less stressed.
Better sleep, definitely.
Yeah.
Which all feeds back into being more effective and just feeling better overall.
Makes you think about your own phone habits, doesn't it? Where could you maybe set a firmer boundary? Reclaim some focus.
Worth considering. Okay, moving beyond just individual habits, what about relationships, networking?
Yeah, that came up consistently too. The importance of who you surround yourself with.
Intentionally cultivating a network of people who are, ambitious, positive, supportive.
Because they understand that your environment, the people around you, really shapes your mindset and the opportunities you even see.
Absolutely. Richard Branson's a good example. He often credits his network, mentors, colleagues, friends, as a big part of his success.
For advice, support, different perspectives.
Exactly. And building that network, it's not about just collecting contacts, is it?
No, it seems much more about genuine connection, being kind, being curious about people, being generous with your time or knowledge.
Listening properly,
Yeah.
wanting to help others succeed.
Right. And the positive results from that kind of authentic networking, they can be unpredictable, but really powerful.
So, a question to ponder. How intentionally are you investing in your network? Seeking out people who inspire you or make you think differently.
Good one. Okay, let's talk resilience. Because success is never just a straight line up, is it?
Not at all. Setbacks, failures.
Mm.
They're part of the journey for everyone. The key is how you respond.
And successful people seem to frame failure differently, not as the end, but as feedback.
Exactly. Invaluable data for next time. You see these incredible stories, J.K. Rowling.
How many rejections for Harry Potter? 12, wasn't it? 12 rejections before someone said yes.
Imagine giving up after 10. And Steve Jobs getting fired from Apple.
From his own company. and then coming back stronger. It's amazing.
So resilience isn't something you're just born with. It's built through daily habits, actually.
Like what? Positive self-talk.
Yeah, how you talk to yourself matters hugely. Also, taking time to reflect on experiences, practicing gratitude even when things are tough.
Keeping that long-term perspective, maybe. Not getting bogged down by the immediate problem.
It's all about adapting, learning from mistakes, and just persevering. That mental toughness is huge.
So maybe think about a recent setback. What did you actually learn from it? How can that help you next time?
How can you actively choose a more resilient thought pattern? Good questions.
Okay, another habit that seems maybe quieter but powerful. Reflection and gratitude.
Yes, consciously taking time to look back. Not to dwell, but to evaluate.
How did today go? What could I do differently tomorrow? What did I learn?
Right. Journaling can help structure that, of course. But even just a few minutes of quiet thought can build that self-awareness, that continuous improvement loop.
And then gratitude. It sounds so simple.
It does. But writing down, say, 3 things you're thankful for each night. Many successful people swear by it.
And there's science behind it now, isn't there?
Yeah.
Affecting your brain chemistry.
Yeah, research links regular gratitude practice to better sleep, higher self-esteem, even a stronger immune system. It really connects our mental state to our physical well-being.
Wow. Such a small action, potentially big impact.
Definitely. Okay, one final crucial point, I think. Consistency over perfection.
Yes. This is so important. Not getting paralyzed by trying to make everything perfect before you start, or beating yourself up if you miss a day.
Exactly. Successful people seem to understand it's the sustained effort that matters most. They focus on building systems, routines.
That keep them going even when they're not feeling motivated or when things get crazy busy.
Right. Creating that reliable framework for action. There's that great quote from James Clear, author of Atomic Habits.
Oh yeah, the systems quote.
You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
That hits home. It's the consistent habits that carry you, not just willpower.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Small things done over and over.
Yeah.
That's where the big results come from. It's the compounding effect.
I can definitely relate. I started doing just like 10 minutes of meditation in the morning. I was pretty skeptical at first, honestly, but sticking with it, it really has brought this sense of calm, better focus through the day. It wasn't about doing it perfectly, just doing it.
Yeah, and for me, it was committing to reading just 20 pages a day, no matter what.
Just 20 pages.
Yeah. Seems small, right?
Yeah.
But over months, years, the amount I've learned, the ideas it sparked, it's been huge. Again, consistency was the key, not the amount each day.
So for everyone listening, if this feels like, wow, a lot of habits.
Don't get overwhelmed.
Right. Just pick one thing that resonated with you today.
Right.
And start really small.
Yeah. Maybe it is waking up 30 minutes earlier, or trying that 5-minute journal thing, or just a short walk at lunch.
Whatever it is, just focus on doing that one small thing consistently. That's the starting point.
Build from there.
Okay, so just to quickly recap the big themes we saw. Waking early, moving your body, always learning, planning your time, managing tech, building relationships, bouncing back from setbacks, reflecting, being grateful.
And underpinning it all, that commitment to consistency. These aren't magic traits people are born with. They're habits. Built consciously.
Yeah, built to support their goals and just their overall well-being. And remember, the idea isn't to just copy Tim Cook or Oprah exactly.
No, definitely not. It's about understanding the principles behind why these habits work.
And then figuring out your own version, right? What works for your life, your goals.
Exactly. Personalize it.
So as you go about your day-to-day, maybe think about one small step, just one thing you could try based on what we've talked about.
One little experiment.
Yeah. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. True greatness. Lasting success. Maybe it's not about the big dramatic moments.
Maybe it's just the sum total of all those small, consistent choices you make. Day after day after day.
Something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us today.